Here from Grenex Agency, where we teach independent musicians, producers, and record label owners how to attract, grow, and monetize their music careers using paid marketing. So we've got another episode of Indie Insight. If you're unaware of what that is, it's where we go through successful musicians, producers, music marketers, and we give you the inside scoop of the tips and tricks that they're using in order to market their music, or whether they're using certain mindsets in order to progress in their careers. Any sort of strategies that they're using, we review it and give you our opinion on it as we're watching the video, so you can get an insight on how you can implement these exact, tips and tricks and strategies yourself, and the mindsets that they adopt in order to thrive in their music careers, so that you can then do that in yours as well. This episode of Indie Insight, we're going to be reviewing episode 44 of the podcast, $1 Million Worth of Game, which was created by Wallo, a well-known social media influencer and disruptor, and also a well-known musician, rapper, Gillie the Kid, and also co-hosted by Devin Wade. In this episode, there's a specific segment where one of their listeners asks a question about the music business and how he can get a breakthrough. So I'm going to be watching this episode and just giving you guys my 2 cents based on the feedback that is given during this video. Let's hop into this video.
Can you give us some game on the music industry? And how I can get on? Well, let me just say this. First and foremost, you got to outwork these niggas. Because as of right now, is probably 60,000 rappers in Philadelphia alone. So you times that times every other city all over the world, and you really behind the 8 ball. Motherfuckers that want to rap in 2020 is really behind the 8 ball. Like your shot of making it is like none, and what's less than none?
It's not like, well, it can't be less than none.
Just to hop in there. So basically, the person's asked how can they get on in the music industry, and they want some advice from someone that is a well-known rapper, Gillie the Kid. And he's basically just explaining how difficult it is based on the amount of people that want to make music in 2020, and just based on where they're situated within the world. There's a lot of people that are trying to make it in their music career. So he's basically talking about oversaturation based on, a specific career path. In this instance, we're talking about the music industry. And he's saying if there's a certain amount of people in his city alone that want to make it in the music industry, what are your chances of being better than the rest that want to make it and actually, succeeding? So I think the key point here already is just to consider that there's a lot of people that really want to make music and that are passionate about music, and it's about you kind of balancing up your chances and really seeing how committed and how hungry you are to make it in the music industry. So it's just looking at how saturated a market is, and also understanding where you fit in regards to your ambitions to make it and thrive.
What's it like? Your chances of making it as a rapper in this world is none, and then what's less than none? Like,
y'all got a shot. It's a lottery ticket, yo.
You say their chances of what?
Of making it as a rapper in 2020 is none, then what's less than none?
None of none.
None of none. Okay, so if you think you're gonna be successful in this music industry, you gotta outwork probably 4 million motherfuckers all across 5, 6, 7 million motherfuckers all across the country. Because that's how many rappers it is in just the United States alone, if it's not more than that. So you got to outwork them, number one. Number two, you got to have good content. Number three, you got to be active on your socials, because socials, media is the way of life now.
See, already the key points that he mentions in this is talking about your work ethic. Like, if there's 7 million people that are going for that spot of making it in the music industry, you need to make sure that you're working at a level above all of the other people that are trying to get in that specific position. And you also need to understand, content. Is your content quality enough? Is the talent that you're putting out there in front of people that you want to gravitate towards it going to be enough to get their attention? Because nowadays everyone is just fighting for attention. And, the differentiator is the quality that you have and the talent that you have, and how you can put that in front of the right audience in order to get the right eyeballs to actually believe in your music career and support you, especially if you want to get a head start, in the music game, and you want to go independent, which a lot of people in our specific community, Grand X, want to be independent. So you have to have that work ethic. You have to have quality content. And then on the latter stages of that, he talks about content, understanding how to really utilize social media in order to grow like a cult-based tribe and really put out content. So you're in the front of people's minds and they actually know you are what you say you want to be, which is a musician. And your content and your consistency and your hard work backs that up. That's pretty much so far what Gillie the Kid has expressed as key ingredients to making it.
But the flip side of that is, it's easier to get on than it was back in the day. Because you could get right on from your living room if you do the right shit. So it's a gift and a curse. There's so many more people rapping than it was back in the day. But also, to get on back in the day, you had to bump in the puff. You had to wait outside a concert, hope you see somebody, rap for them. Now, you could post some shit up and everybody could see you from wherever you recording at.
Right.
And you got a chance to go viral.
You can get a magical repost from somebody or something.
And it's just that easy. So understand that
reposts ain't as powerful as people think they is.
Right. But it's just that it's a possibility where he's saying before you used to go up to New York, stand outside that building, hoping you see somebody.
I still stand outside
repost is extremely powerful. Let's not get this twisted. Repost is extremely powerful when the person that's reposting you send traffic to your page, and then when they get to your page, you actually got some shit going on.
Right.
So before we even get into the next segment that they're going to talk about, I wanted to just break this down. He's just basically explaining how the barriers of entry nowadays, due to the internet and the way social media has, connected everybody around the world, there's no limitations anymore. He's saying back in the days, to get in the music industry, one of the things you had to do was catch, successful musicians and literally, spit bars in front of them or sing in front of them in order, to get put on. But nowadays, all you have to do is use the devices that you've got. Simply as I'm recording this video right now, it's going to go out to people that are going to watch it. So the kind of restrictions or limitations to accessibility in regards to your profession, you being a musician, there's no restrictions anymore. As long as you've got a device that you can record from, you've got internet access, you can literally be seen by anyone in the world. But the key point here is there's no limitations, but there also is accountability on the quality and the content that you put out, and making sure that you put it in front of the right audiences. These are the three type of avenues that you need to be smart with. And one of the points that stands out here is he's talking about some of the functionalities of social media, such as reposts and getting your content in front of a large, niche-based audience using social media. So Wallow says that repost isn't key when it comes to getting yourself out there and sharing your content. And then Gillie the Kid opposes that point and says, reposting is really good. And I agree with that because, for instance, some of the content that we've put out on our page has been seen by the likes of Romeo, Masterpiece, Son, seen by, different Ryan Leslie, for example, just basically seen by prominent figures in the music industry that is, guaranteed to get our music marketing agency seen by people that we want it to be seen by. So it's all about putting out the content and, doing the right thing so it gets picked up by more and more people. And the key point he's about to drop is driving niche-based traffic is something that should never be overlooked.
Because then the people that's coming to your page will actually push, follow, and stay there. See, a repost don't mean shit to somebody who ain't got shit going on.
Or they'll go to your link.
Because motherfucker might go to your link and might purchase something or might see something new that they like. But when you ain't got nothing going on and you want to repost and you get that repost and you ain't get no followers, you ain't get no traction from it, is because the motherfuckers that went to your page seen that you didn't have shit going on. You didn't have nothing to land them on. You didn't have nothing to keep them there. So at the end of the day, you got to work hard. You got to put your content out. You got to market yourself. You got to be an animal on them fucking socials, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Twitter, whether it's Instagram, whether every platform that you could possibly, market yourself on, you got to do it. And you got to understand, don't base your success off how many likes you get. Oh man, only a certain amount of people like that. They don't like this record. Nah, bruh, you got to keep it pushing, keep promoting, keep pushing yourself, because when you're starting off as an independent artist, your marketing and promotion. So if you and the niggas that's around you ain't marketing and promoting your shit, how you gonna blow?
That's the number one problem with a lot of these artists out here. They'll be doing rap. You got 15 homies, but none of your homies got your shit on their page.
Right.
I never understood that.
Right.
You got
Yeah, so, there's a lot of gems that have just been dropped here, but he's pretty much just summarizing what every, musician that hopes to make it needs to do. You need to, first of all, make sure that if you're driving traffic towards your content and you're getting reposts, you have to be consistent, because there's no point driving traffic towards your music career and you've got, a couple posts of memes and a couple posts of, some of your tracks, or tracks that are coming soon and they haven't fully been posted on your Instagram or your Facebook. The main point that, Gillie the Kid is pressing on right now is, when you're driving traffic towards your pages, you need to make sure that you have content that backs it up consistently. So, when new fans are coming to your page, they realize that you do this seriously. It's not just a hobby, it's something that you do as your livelihood, it's your life. You need to work hard, you need to make sure you produce quality content consistently, and you need to make sure that you understand how to use your socials. So there's no limitation in regards to getting, awareness for, your music career. So that means you have to be consistent, you have to work hard at it, and you have to understand how to use your socials. And another key point that they're touching on right now is the whole, diminishing all of your hard work based on the fact that you're not getting likes or follows or comments. When you're starting out, it's not really about that. It's about really just putting your stuff out there and making sure that you're building your small tribe and you're cultivating a niche-based audience that are really messing with your music. These are the key ingredients for you to succeed. He's talked about hard work. He's talked about, utilizing these platforms and the fact that there's no limitations anymore. He's talked about understanding how to really go heavy on the socials. And now he's just talking about making sure that you have the consistency and making sure that you don't look at vanity metrics and, you really look at the real metrics that matter. Are you hitting the right sort of audience? Are you staying consistent? And, it's bigger than just all of the vanity metrics. If you really want to succeed, especially as an independent musician or producer, singer, you need to understand it's about defining your audience and making sure that you can put things against your brand, which is your consistency, the quality of your content, and the fact that you stay in people's minds consistently.
Got all these homies, but none of them don't have your album come out. You're not their avid. They don't constantly post you. But when you go on that tour, they're going to want to bid on that tour bus. Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
They're going to want to soak up they're going to want all the amenities that come with you being a successful artist, but they didn't want to hold you down. But now that you're eating, they're going to want a job. They're going to want to roll. They're going to want to bid on the tour bus. They're going to want to get their dick sucked at the end of at the end of the night when you get them at your shows. They're going to want all the amenities, all the shit that come with you being a popular rapper, but your whole journey there, them niggas didn't support you 100%. They was them just in case niggas. I'm here just in case you make it, nigga.
Yeah.
So you got to understand too, and understand that all your friends ain't, some friends is, or you just my homie, and some friends is, yeah, you my homie, but we also do business together too. You got to understand how to separate the two. You feel what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, sometimes you got to love niggas from a distance. I got homies that when I chose to say, you know what, I just got locked up with 82 pounds of weed. You know what, my life was on the line. I got homies' lives was on the line. My homie wife was on the line. You know what, I'm a distance myself away from the bullshit. I had to distance myself away from some niggas. Because I said, y'all niggas ain't taking the same path I'm taking. You niggas still want to operate outside the law. I'm cool. We still homies, but we going to be homies from a distance.
So here, pretty much, he's just talking about making sure you know who, your real supporters are within your social circle and the people that are just, mere acquaintances, and understanding that, if you've got a group of people in your social circle, then, they really should be trying to support you and helping you progress in your music career. So when you're dropping your latest tracks, or, if you've got events that you're hosting, you need to make sure that you've got the real people, in your corner supporting you and helping you thrive towards your ambitions of becoming successful in the music industry. And if you're hosting shows and you're releasing tracks on a consistent basis, and you've got a lot of people in your circle that are not pushing and supporting you, if you're looking through their pages or their stories on socials and they're not really trying to help you towards your goals, then you've got to really start questioning the type of people that you've got around you in your circle.
All right. So at the end of the day, man, that's how you got to play it out here, man. And all you youngers that want it in the music industry, if you really want it, you'll put the work in and God will see you want it. And he gonna put a blessing on you.
Yeah, and do the team. Get your team together. Get your team. Right. You see Drake and all them, he got the same dudes with him. Right. Team.
You only as strong as your team. That's what you gotta understand.
Yeah, so pretty much, this has been a solid conversation, on the person that asked how is he gonna make it in the music industry. He talks about various points in regards to, the fact that the music industry is heavily oversaturated, and that your chances of making it are very slim because there's a lot of people that are trying to make it in that same position as well. But the differentiator is going to be how consistent you are, how hardworking you are to make it in the music industry, understanding really how to use your socials to your advantage, because that barrier is no longer there. You don't have to worry about, having to get co-signed by someone that is massive when it comes to back in the days where you had to pull up outside people's shows and hotels that were successful musicians. And wait for them to put you on and potentially sign you, or wait for record labels to spot you somehow. Nowadays you have access to the world through the internet, so it's about really putting out quality content, staying consistent, working hard, and understanding all of the little nuances on social media platforms that can help you, such as reposting. But the consistency part is key as well, as Gillie explains. Getting a repost and making sure that you have content that is actually engaging enough to keep people that have just become introduced to your music career, so that they stay and become potentially loyal fans over the course of your music career. That's a key point as well that needs to be addressed. And it's also about being able to differentiate your friendship groups and your social circle, so you know who's really riding with you and who is just riding, maybe if you blow up one day. You really need to differentiate the people that are supporting you, helping you, and helping you be the best you can be in regards to supporting your music career. And that's a key ingredient as well, because as the latter stages of this video, Devin Wade talks about having a team. It's key to have a team as well, because you can't do everything alone. You need people that specialize in areas that you don't specialize in to help you in regards to your music career. So it's about having that team and making sure you have the right people pushing and helping you and supporting you towards your ultimate goal, which is succeeding in the music industry. So I believe this video was really insightful for any indie musicians, producers out there, to understand just some of the core elements and ingredients that you need to kind of, do a check on yourself. Write down some of the points that have been mentioned in this video and ask yourself, are you doing this? How hard are you working? How consistent are you putting content out? How effective is the content you're putting out? Are you clinging onto vanity metrics such as the likes and the shares? Or are you actually getting substantial results, such as people actually becoming, new listeners of your music? How many people are streaming your music every week, based on the activity that you're doing on your socials? What sort of people do you have in your immediate circle, your social circle? How are they supporting and uplifting your music career? I can go on and go on, but these are some of the key points that you really need to address. And I would love to know your thoughts about some of the points that have been mentioned in this video. What is your opinion? How do you think, artists should really push out and thrive in the music industry if they're just starting out, or they've been doing it for a long time and have yet to see that major breakthrough that they're looking for? What are some of the advice that you would have for people based on your own experiences? Share in the comment section below. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And to be kept up to date, make sure you also turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. But yeah, this has really been an interesting indie insight episode. I want to give a shout out to $1 Million Worth of Game. You guys have got a really dope podcast, and I believe some of the content that you drop is definitely, giving a lot of people hope and insight and a real, I guess, point of encouragement to keep on doing what they're doing and gaining that real knowledge that they need to progress in their endeavors. So shout out to you guys. And yeah, and I hope you guys really, enjoyed this indie insight and gained a lot of knowledge from this. And you share your thoughts in the comment section. And I really do look forward to, seeing you guys on the next episode.